Now, this is a concept that LSU absolutely loved last year, but for whatever reason, Scott Linehan and LSU's play callers opted not to use why shallow as much as they did. So obviously, when you get rid of that concept, this just becomes divide 989. And of course, in their lingo, it's called double go, because their double philosophy is just talking to the two outside receivers, telling them to do the exact same thing. You know, they have mirrored comebacks sometimes, mirrored fades sometimes, obviously. Double goes in this instance, just telling our slot receiver. Also, he has a little bit of responsibility to occupy safety. So if it's too deep, obviously you're splitting the safeties, making one of them turn, and then you're going to get your advantage to the outside that way. If it's cover 1 or cover 3, you know, a single high safety, say if this guy comes down to defend the flank there, well, then you have to occupy him, and usually you occupy him by just coming flat down the seam to make him come up, and then either outside guy has a one-on-one opportunity. So it's the same idea, but you're just not sending an underneath receiver that could potentially occupy these linebackers. So quite often, this was used with play action. Miles Brennan definitely used a lot more play action than the two freshmen for whatever reason. 37.5% of his attempts were off play action, but neither of the two freshmen sported the same accuracy or results as he did. But yeah, here is a old school result where we're having this Y shallow. So he's coming across, and it's going to be too deep, so we're going to have a little bit of a split, and that's who we're going to get the ball to because our safeties don't respect him coming down the middle of the field. And that's another thing. You know, you might overthink the shallow, but you know what? It's another form of just drawing them up. So we can watch it play out here. A little bit of a chip. Love doing that stuff. Some people call it jet. You know, whatever. Chip it, coming across. And you can see how the safety already has his hips turned towards the sideline. So it's a dead giveaway. We can cut inside. And that is where Finley is looking. And we squeeze the ball in there, even though our other safety almost comes back and smacks us in the face. It's still a very good showing of his arm strength fitting into the tight window. But only the air raid out-repped LSU in terms of this concept's usage. 7% of this offense, over 400 yards. No other SEC team averaged double digits in terms of yards per attempt. So even though it was kind of average in terms of success rate, it still delivered a hell of a lot of value for LSU.